Hi, I'm Marty. I'm the CEO of Splyce, one of the co-founders, and I've run the organization for the last year and a half. I'm here today not for something good, like usually would be, because we have something that happened out in the community that I feel is not reflective of the values that our organization has come to uphold. Our Counter-Strike manager a couple months ago was in Twitch chat and made a racist remark towards someone who was on screen. And I'm sure if you haven't seen it, it'd be easy to find. I'm not going to dig into what it was because honestly, that's irrelevant. It's irrelevant what the racist remark was. The fact of the matter is that it was completely inappropriate, and this is the type of thing you never want to have to deal with in your company, especially one that I've built around the idea of inclusion. Um, Anybody that's watched any of the podcasts I've done before or anything, I talk a lot about my background. I spent 10 years in theater. And if you know anything about theater, it's the most inclusive space possible. Um, you can be male, female, gay, transgender, black, white, Asian. It just literally doesn't matter, old, young. There's virtually no discrimination in theater. It's a very inclusive space, and it's one of the great things about it is people feel very welcome from all different walks of life. I'm a extremely passionate esports fan. I've been a fan long before I started this company. And one of the things I noticed coming into esports is that we do have a discrimination problem, whether it's females in gaming or like this problem that happened at, I think it was DreamHack Austin, where chat was disgusting when there was a Black Hearthstone player on screen. And like these type of things are not just endemic of the gaming community. I mean, that's unfortunately the world as a whole. Like discrimination still happens. And so the reason I'm kind of going a little bit off onto some other things outside of the actual incident at hand is on a much bigger scale than just this incident. It's always been really important to me that we build this company around a sense of inclusiveness. You can, interestingly enough, the day before this happened, we had somebody in our Slack chat who used a word. I'm not going to say it here, but it's a word that I don't think promotes inclusiveness. And they were using it jokingly about a game, but it's one of those words that makes people feel uncomfortable, feel like it's a place they don't want to be. And I immediately said, that's not something we're going to do around here. You know, we're not going to create that kind of environment. And people joke about it like, hey, it's not a big deal if you can't take it. It's Twitch chat, ha 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 ha. And that's why problems like this persist, and that's why we'll never get any further if we just say no big deal. You know, number one, it is a big deal because it's reflective of our organization when somebody who wears our colors goes out and says these things. So that makes it a big deal. Number two, it's a big deal because it hurt someone. Like this person, it made him feel bad. And we're in a space that's supposed to be safe for people who probably have had problems in different parts of their life. It's what draws people to gaming a lot of times. It's a way to escape some things in your life. And there are other times it's just fun, but there's a lot of people in this space that come here to maybe escape some of the discrimination or some of the bad feelings they've had in life. And what do they get? They get that same thing right in this space. And that's just awful and it disgusts me. Um, we have. I mean, I don't tolerate this kind of stuff. So number one, Jeremy, the Counter Strike manager, has reached out to the person who this happened to, and he's apologized directly, as if I myself. Number two, we have fined Jeremy, and we're taking the money he's been fined, and we're donating it to an anti-discrimination charity. So, you know, some people make jokes about this, like everyone made a big joke about the bullying case over Cloud9, and you know, I'm not going to equate this to that or anything like that. But my point is, when an organization tries to tackle something like any of these kind of sensitive issues, the community at large likes to make a big joke out of it, like they did with the bullying case. And I don't know the details of that one, so I'm not even going to speak on it. But my point is that it is something we take very seriously here, and this is a one chance thing. Jeremy knows, like, we're going to find him here, we're going to donate this money, and that's it. And everyone else in the organization knows, like, it's a precedent we're setting, that we will have an inclusive organization. We have a place that everyone feels comfortable, and even if that doesn't fit in esports, even if that isn't the norm these days, where people feel comfortable being misogynistic or racist or whatever, whether it's in Twitch chat or what have you, that won't be the organization I'm a part of, and it won't be an organization that I run. So as long as I'm here, those values will stand out, and will be a place where people love to be here, and of all walks of life. I will be glad to answer questions. I'll be glad to respond to things. I'm going to make sure this gets posted to the CSGO subreddit, and I'll pop on later tonight and maybe answer some questions about this and kind of anything I didn't cover right here if you want to ask any additional thoughts. But ultimately, um, what I want people long term to think about is Splyce is a place that people should feel great to be at, great to be a fan of. And some people said I could have ignored this, right? Like I could have pretended this didn't happen because maybe some people didn't notice this guy only has a few hundred Twitter followers or whatever. But I don't really give a shit about that. Like I give a shit about what this means about the culture of our organization and esports as a whole. So, any questions? You're free to message me on Twitter. You're free to hit me up on Reddit, etc. And looking forward to continuing to help improve the issues of discrimination in esports rather than contributing to them.